Hey guys, welcome back. So today we got a 2016 Hyundai Sonata 2.4 liter. We get a code for the famous P1326 knock sensor performance. As you can see here, our engine is new. And the first time that it came back was I found that our ground strap here for, I think that's for our ignition, um, was not even mounted. So I resecure that, let the customer drive again, but still we got the code. And so as per the process of this P1326 on our bulletins was to do a bearing clearance test. So we have a special tool to go into the cylinder itself and measure the clearance there. But since this is brand new, even though it's brand new engine, I still did that and it passes just for the documentation for the warranty stuff. So I'm suspecting that our knock sensor was not torqued correctly, right? In my opinion, I think. So I order a knock sensor on this one. So we're gonna be doing the knock sensor replacement on this one. And then, yeah, we'll see. So what we're gonna do first is gonna remove this air cleaner or air duct here. Use some plastic tabs here. Okay, put this aside. Now, since we're a professional, I'm gonna put our hood protector here. I'm using a moving blanket here. So now, next is just gonna start removing whatever is connected to the intake manifold, right? So we got our knock sensor on this side here, connector. Let's remove this first. Okay, our fuel injector connections there. Let's remove our dipstick. Put it aside for now. Let's remove this harness tabs here. Okay. Now we got this VCM actuator here for intake. Let's remove that connector. Okay, and then there's just some tabs here on this side here. I know you guys can't see anything, so I'm just telling you what I'm doing right now. Just removing the tab. Okay, then remove our map sensor. Okay, so that's loose now, at least. I'm gonna remove our hose here for purge, not purge, our PCV. So that's out. Next is we're gonna go on this side here. We're gonna remove our battery. We're gonna remove our air box here. 10 mm, and then 12 for our battery holder. Let's remove this guy here. Oh, what? Come on. Okay. And then I'm just gonna remove this. I'm not gonna remove the air box, right? So There's a 10 mm hose clamp here. Let's see what's that. Then we're gonna remove this 10 mm here. Okay. And then we're gonna disconnect this hose again here. Come on. Does it move? Oh my. So that's out. Okay. Get some clamps there. So, what's next? We're gonna remove our connector for our throttle body. And in this case, I usually just remove our throttle body itself because there's coolant there. Oh my god, why is it not coming off? Okay, I usually remove our bolts there so that I don't have to top up any coolant and just put it aside, right? So let's do that. So that's 10 mm. Two. Three. And last one. Oops. Okay. As you can see here, our our clamp here for our purge valve was not even connected. So let's just remove that. And the mounting bolt for that purge valve itself is loose. That's good. Sometimes doing an engine on this vehicle, they've been doing a lot and they just want to go faster. And this type of, you know, this type of quality repair, it's not good. Anyway, okay, that's out. We're gonna remove this hose, right? I think this is vacuum hose here. Okay. Okay, that's out. And then I'm just gonna loosen this bolt here for our purge valve. That's a 12 mm. Oh, looks like that's cross-threaded. Okay. So that's out. And I think this side now is good. We don't have to worry anything here. And that's loose. And this holder here, you guys can see that our knock sensor connector and our GDI injectors, we have to remove that. So I use a pick, go onto the hole there and just push it up. It's out. Same thing as our big connector here. Oops, it's too tight. So if it's not moving at all, this looks like it's so tight, just remove the mounting bolts there, 10 mm. Oh my god, that's so tight, man. Why? That's only 10. Okay, that's one. Other side. Oh my. I don't know why that's so tight though. It's only 10. Okay. And lastly, there's a one solenoid here. We have to remove that. Okay. Looks like that's out. Okay. That's out. That's good. Okay. So now we're gonna lift up the vehicle and remove the intake bracket there at the bottom of the manifold. Okay, so we're underneath the vehicle now. And the bracket that I'm talking about is this guy here. You guys can see that. Oops, no. The one with my flashlight, that guy there. So we're gonna remove that. I'm gonna remove that. And I think that's about it. So I'll just remove that. And then we can start removing our bolts for our intake manifold. Okay, here's our bracket. The top one, I use a longer extension and a swivel, and just use our impact gun, and it should be out and easier. So now, since our bracket is out now at the bottom, we can start removing. And let me blow some air here, because there's some debris. Okay, so we're just gonna remove our 12 mm here. So there's gonna be 5 mounting bolts, no, 2 nuts and 3 bolts. So you're gonna have a center here, 2 nuts here, oh no, one on one left and one on the right. Okay, remove it by your magnet. Put it aside for now. And we're gonna do the side. Okay. And this side here, it's kind of crowded, but that should fit nicely there. And remove it. Up. Okay. Other bolt drop. I'm gonna remove the middle one. Okay. So I think we're ready to remove this manifold. Just have to put this aside, or harness. Okay. And just lift it up. Okay. Get some carbons there. Carbon buildup. I wonder how's the. Oops. I'm gonna put this aside for now here. Oops. I wonder how our intake valves, since this is a brand new engine, yeah, there's some carbons there. I don't know if you guys can see that nicely. I think this is just maybe, I'm not sure how many kilometers in this engine now, the brand new one, but get some carbon buildups there. I guess you can't really help on this GDI engines to have a buildup on this intake. Next is we're gonna remove this foam cover here for the rec injector, and our knock sensor is gonna be at the behind this rail on the cylinder number 3 injector. So we're gonna remove that connector first. Um, to access that bolt, I wonder, I think it's just a locking tabs there. Let me see it with the mirror, how it looks like. So there's a yellow locking tab there. Use a pick, a right angle pick, and then pull it down if you can. Come on. Wow, that is tight. Why? That's tight, man. Because you can't really access that bolt if you're not gonna remove this tab here. Okay, it went down. That's good. Oh, I didn't broke anything. Okay, good. I didn't broke anything there. So now you will see there our knock sensor. That guy there, the bolt. So I ordered a new bolt too. So we're gonna remove that now. Um, let's see if I can mount you guys here. Okay, looks like you have a view there. So that's just a 12 mm there. I'm gonna remove that. Okay. Now we're gonna remove this clip here for our knock sensor harness. Okay, that's out. So here's our old one. I'm gonna grab the new one. Okay, here's our new one here. I'm just gonna put it in. And then before you tight that, hand tight, position your clip here, right? And then we're gonna torque that to 15 foot-pound. So if you guys don't torque anything, uh, at least when you do an engine, or especially with this knock sensor, they're pretty sensitive with the impact. At least use a torque wrench and torque it to spec. At least that knock sensor. So I'm using 15 foot-pound there. If you guys can see that torque wrench there. I guess we're gonna tight this tight until it beeps. Oops, reverse. What am I doing? Oops. Was that 15? Okay, that's 15. Okay, so that's good. Let's torque to spec now. Just put our injector back on here. That clicks. Don't forget the yellow tab there, the locking tab. Since I'm here already, I'm just gonna double check all the connections, because as you see in our removal process, we saw some clamps that was not on properly, or was not even clamped on. So that's good. That's pretty straightforward, easy. Let's put this foam back here, and we can put our intake manifold back. Okay, here's our intake manifold. Just wipe this gasket here, right? Okay, and also on the head, on the cylinder head, let's just wipe that since we're here already, so that that gasket sits correctly. Okay, let's put our intake manifold in reverse order. And not always, every time you remove something and read the service information, or any service information, every time you remove something, they will just say reinstall back in reverse order. So that's what we're gonna do now. Just doing in reverse order. What's stopping here? This hose here. So line up your mounting bolt and stud. Come on. Okay. Since I'm here already, I'm just gonna plug this in. Come on. Okay, that's on. Oops, our harness, it went all in. It's not good. Let's push it out. Okay, that's it. Now, before you tighten bolts here, we have to put our bracket at the bottom first, right? So that it's not hard when you put our bolt, or when you tighten this one, sometimes it will not line up the hole at the cylinder block and the manifold. So let's put that bracket first. Okay, so we're underneath the vehicle. I'm just gonna slide this in our bracket, and there. Oh, you guys can't see anything. I'm doing one hand right now. Put one bolt first. Okay, that's in. Okay, let's grab the other three and just screw it in first. So there's two there on the top and two at the bottom. Okay, and last one, last bolt here. Okay, we're gonna come back from this side. Let's go back on top here, under the hood, and let's reconnect everything. And yeah, okay, so we're gonna put our intake manifold mounting bolts. Oh, I dropped one earlier. Okay, either you use a magnet or you can put a paper on the socket, and so that you can, there's something to hold on these bolts. But I have a magnet here. I'm just gonna use the magnet, just put it in place, and we can just screw it by hand later with a socket. Okay, that's in now. This right here. Last one. Okay, and then I can just turn it right now first. Just start the thread. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're gonna snag them with our impact. Don't go crazy, because we're gonna torque them. It's just plastic. This manifold is just plastic. That's 1, 2, okay, last one. Okay, and then we're gonna torque them to 17.4. That's the spec. So we can just go 17 to 18 foot-pound. 17 to 18, so 20. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so at least we torque this, because they're they're just plastic, right? Don't go crazy on it because you can cause some leaks in there. Next, we're gonna put our bracket here for connection for GDI injector connector and the knock sensor. So those two bolts there, 10 mm. Okay. I'm just gonna plug back in our connector. Put this knock sensor here. Then there's one connector here. Come on. Okay. Okay, that's lock. Our jet injector, knock sensor. Okay. Our hose here for PCV. Okay. This back end, put this back in. So this side is done. We're gonna do this side now. Okay. Put your map sensor. Make sure that clicks. Or VCM here. Okay. I remove our camshaft. Don't forget that. And then we're gonna put our throttle body. Same thing. We're gonna torque this. So I'm just gonna snug it. One. Two. Okay. So usually, if it's 10 mm, I use 10 foot-pound. So it's one. But I think if you want to be accurate, I think the service information, if it's a 10 mm that I notice, it's always 8.7 foot-pound. But anyway, my torque wrench will not go that far, I think. And at least we're round at 10. Okay. There's some debris there. Just remove that. So throttle body is done. Your connector for your throttle body. Okay. And then our purge valve there. Our purge valve was not connected correctly, or the mounting. So let's see if we can mount this correctly. Yeah, that's it. It's still loose because I think that was cross-threaded before, but what can we do? Put that in. Wait, your fuel purge valve connector, and lastly this guy here. Okay, so I think everything is in. I'm not missing anything. So I'm just gonna put our air tube here, our battery, our air duct, and tighten the 4 bolts on the bracket. And let's go inside the car and check that code, if there's a code, and then we do some reset adaptive values. Alright guys, so I put everything back together now. Let's just scan our engine control module here. It's so much bright there. Okay, engine control module. Read fault codes. Okay, no codes there. I'm gonna go back. Oops, engine control module. Let's go to the special function, and we're gonna reset the adaptive values. Press OK. Okay. It's been complete. That's good. And now let's start the vehicle. Okay, that's good. Well, the car came in without the check engine light, unlike the previous diagnosis that I made. It was flashing, but right now, yeah, no check engine light. So the moral of this video is, especially the knock sensor, they're pretty sensitive on those impact, right? So make it a habit, or make sure that you torque it to spec or to specification. That's the moral story of this video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that removal process and installation. And thanks again for watching.